Hi, Soul Tribe. I wanted to jump on really quickly to share with you some of the dynamic meditation tools that I'm using. Dynamic meditation method is a huge course, but I'm going to give you 3 ways today to manage intense emotional roller coaster types of feelings. You can use this for your own personal lives, for situations where you're feeling jealous or super rageful or really, really afraid. This is for high intensity feelings or just feelings in general. It'll work for anything. And I also want to invite you to do these meditation tools, which are portable and practical. You don't have to be sitting for what I'm going to teach you today. You can do it on the go. You can go into a public restroom and do this. You can sit in your car and do this. You could do these anywhere. You can do this in front of the TV as you're being triggered. Again, this can be used for your personal life and for what's happening in the collective. Let's go ahead and talk about this. In dynamic meditation method, I hold that all feelings are an energy. I want you to get really mechanical about this. Really mechanical. Just think that every feeling has an energetic movement. For example, depression is very, very, very heavy. I want you to picture a bunch of molecules that are just coagulated and slow moving. Anger and rage, on the other hand, the molecules are moving. They are moving a lot. There's more energy in anger than there is in depression. In the dynamic meditation method, and I'll talk about this another time, we use this energetic ladder called AGFLAP, which is apathy, grief, fear, lust, anger, and pride are usually some of the emotions that keep us in a really negative space. Just remember, every feeling is an energy. And so the way that you're going to work with it today is to be aware. You're not going to be cognitively focused. You're going to feel these energies in your body. Now, this might feel difficult, especially when it comes to intense feelings. So one of the hacks that I have is time yourself while you're allowing these feelings to pass through you. Just say you're going to time yourself for 15 minutes while you do this type of meditation. Let me tell you what I can guarantee about dynamic meditation. Over time, it works if you work it. And the way that dynamic meditation meditators, my whole tribe, you all, some of you all, but others of you who I'm inviting to the tribe, over time, the way that we reach a quiet mind, the famous quiet mind in meditation, is that because we're using these tools over and over of letting go the energy, basically these trauma wounds, these intense feelings start to shrink. They start to shrink, and the next thing you know, you have a quiet mind. You'll see the trigger, you'll see the person on Facebook, you'll see that someone on TV, and you'll realize you're just not having the same reaction because you have shrunken. I don't even know if that's a word, but you get it. You have shrunken the energy. And dynamic meditation is an active meditation where we shrink the things that make us feel unstable. So let's start. Number 1, sometimes we don't even know what we're feeling. We're just flooded with emotions. We don't know if it's a panic attack. We don't know if we want to yell at someone. We really don't know what emotions we're having. And that's when I call it an it. We don't know if we're feeling creepy. We don't know if it's an ancestral wound that's coming up. We have no idea. That's why I want you to let go of the mind, which is also a meditation principle. So we're just going to call it an it. And you're going to lean back and you're going to take a deep breath. And you're just going to feel the energy of the it. And you're going to ask yourself, do I feel this energy? Yes. Just mechanically look at it like an energy. And you're going to ask, can I let this go? Now, one of the really powerful hacks, if you want to turbocharge this, you're going to add a visual. You're going to add a window opening or a door. I like using my breath, and I visualize the energy leaving my mouth. But you can visualize the energy leaving through a window or through a door. So let's do it right now. I want you to identify a feeling that you might not even know you have, from the collective or from your personal life. You're just going to say, can I let this go? The window or the door opens. In my case, I breathe it out, and you're going to say, yes. I find it very powerful, especially for panic attacks, to hold that breath for a long period of time. And in dynamic meditation, we have something called yes-hailing, which I just did. I yes-hailed it out, exhaled it out. And I saw that energy going out. And then we're going to ask it again. Can we let go of it some more? Yes. And really visualizing those bubbles, that fire, that energy leaving your body. Yes, hail it out. The it, the fire, whatever, the energy. Yes, hail it out. Yes. And you're going to do it over and over. Repeat that exact thing until you feel lighter. We are result oriented. I'm result oriented. This is a meditation, but it's also a healing tool. So you are result oriented. You're going to do it. Can I let go of it some more? Yes, 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 until you feel lighter. That's number one. Number two, let's say you know what the feeling is. Let's say you saw your ex on Facebook and you're having a lot of reactions, or you're seeing something on the news and you're really triggered. It's high jealousy, high fear, high rage, high powerlessness. Give it a name. Go ahead and give it a title. This is jealousy. This is envy. This is powerlessness. This is abandonment. This is panic. Go ahead and give it a name, but you're not going to stay in your mind. You're just going to slap a title on it. Okay? Now, this one's important. Same thing. Each one builds off the other one. Give it a name. Let's go with, I feel rage. I feel rage. Okay. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to measure it. You're going to ask, because this is a tool. This is a healing tool. From 1 to 10, 10 being the most, 1 being the least. How rageful am I? How fearful am I? Okay. And you're going to allow it. You're going to say yes to it. That's why one of our taglines is say yes. And now, if this feels overwhelming, time yourself. Just say, I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes. From 1 to 10, it's an 8. I'm going to get my visual, my window opening, my door opening, a tunnel opening, whatever. For me, I breathe it out through my mouth. Can I let this go? Number 1. Can I say yes to this feeling? Yes. You're going to allow it to come up. When I work with kids, and this works beautifully with adults, I always say, the feeling is coming up, it's knocking on your door, and it's saying, can I leave your body? And you're going to say, yes. And I personally like to open myself up completely. and visualize all of this energy just leaving my body. And listen, at the beginning, if you haven't done this before, please take this with a grain of salt. I say it's like vomiting. When you first vomit, there's waves and waves and waves. Do not be afraid of the waves. Just know that the bulk of it comes out at the beginning. The more you do this, the less you have. Remember my guarantee, it starts to shrink. So if you start at a volume 8 and you keep just saying yes and yes and yes, it'll start to shrink. And you're going to ask yourself after every yes hail, after saying yes to it, you're going to ask yourself, what number am I in now? So you're going to measure and track your numbers. After you do it a few times, you're going to say, okay, I'm in a 6. I'm in a 4. Can I let go of it some more? Can I say yes to this feeling? Open up. Now listen, if all of a sudden you say, no, I can't say yes to it, I'm saying no to it, just look at it like this. That no is stopping the feeling, which is okay. We have resistance. We have defenses. Some of these feelings are really hard. Okay, so you're going to say yes to the resistance. So I want you to look at it. So instead of saying yes to the feeling, you're just going to say, oh, yes to the resistance. Yes to the resistance. And what you'll see is that resistance begins to evaporate like molecules, begins to just bubble off, and then you can access the feeling. Again, I'm going to do a podcast on it, and I'm going to do a dynamic meditation workshop so that you can have this fully, so that you can learn this fully. And if you want, put in the comments that you do want to learn all of this. It's really life-changing. It's life-transforming. You'll never be the same again. You will be completely the DJ of your own emotions. Okay, so again, let's recap. Number 1, it's an it. You don't know what it is. Can you allow it to go? You're going to say yes. You're going to yes hail it out. Number 2, you do know the feeling and you measure it and you keep yes hailing it out. You keep saying yes. You allow the feeling to come up and leave your body. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. And you'll notice, you want to notice that you're getting lighter. So even if you move from an 8 to a 7.25, fine. Notice, we want all the results we can get, and you want to prove to yourself that this is working for you. You want to prove to yourself that you're not wasting your time, that having these intense, sometimes horrible feelings is worth you doing this, because over time it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. And sometimes, I've had feelings where I'm doing it all day long. If you want, you could do it once a day, set your timer and do it. Okay, let's move to number 3, because I just want to do this quickly. I can't help myself. I've got to explain the whole thing sometimes. Number 3, above these feelings that are floating around, there are survival programs. And remember, when we're activated into a survival program, we're not at peace. We're running from the tiger. We're pretending we're dead. We're fighting, we're freezing, we're fawning, we're fleeing. All of these feelings are going into 3 buckets of survival programs: wanting control, wanting approval, or wanting safety. Those are our survival programs. We want control, we want approval, and we want safety. Survival programs are more sophisticated, energetic bucket, but there's still energy. So we still want to work with it mechanically. You're able to slowly let go using the same methodology. Another guarantee that I make these guarantees. It works if you work it. Over time, these survival programs start shrinking too, and your internal state, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what you see, gets quieter. You are not having the same reaction. I promise you, I have hundreds of people I've worked with, not only in my private practice, but in general through my workshops, where they have changed panic attacks, trauma responses, suicidal ideation, all of it. They have changed, myself included. The reason why I created dynamic meditation method is because I needed it for me, and it's worked wonders. The other thing with the survival programs is, let's say you release on wanting control of the collective situation. What happens is, as you let go of wanting control of that, you'll start to let go of wanting control over many situations. Maybe over situations with your kid or with your partner. You'll start to not reach and grab for wanting control. Okay, so let me show you number 3. Again, there's more in the workshop and there's going to be more in the podcast. When you have a feeling, let's say you see something on TV on the news, you can ask yourself, is this about wanting control, wanting safety, or wanting? Is this about wanting control, wanting safety, or wanting approval? Now, sometimes it's a double whammy. It's a code red when it's about all 3. I want safety, I want control, and I want approval. And sometimes what approval means is I want to feel loved. I want to feel cared for during this moment. Okay? If it's 2 out of 3, you're in code orange. If it's 1, you're in code yellow. But either way, these are intense survival programs. They're very activating. What is this about? And I want you to do it right now. Think of something that's making you internally activated and ask yourself, what is this about? Is this about wanting safety, wanting control, and wanting approval? And let's say you say, I want control and I want safety. The question to ask there is, and I always like to say, just for right now, just for right now. I give myself a break by saying that. Just for right now. Can I let go of wanting control? Yes. And can I let go of it some more? Yes. And even more? Yes. And can I let go of that lacking feeling of wanting safety? Because when we want control, when we want safety, when we want approval, it means that we have this energy churning inside of us of not having it. When we want control, it means that we're actually feeling out of control. When we want safety, it actually means that we're feeling unsafe. Because eventually, of course, that's how we want to live. We want to live like we're loved, like we're safe, like we've got control over our lives. But if we have this constant flooding of feeling out of control, of feeling unsafe, of feeling unloved, there's no space for it to settle into feeling like we have control, have safety, and have approval. So the energy that we're letting go of is feeling out of control, out of safety, and out of approval. So you're going to ask, which one of these survival programs are they? All of it is energetic. The more you can just think of it mechanically, and you can measure that too, and you can keep going. Can I let go of it some more and some more and some more? Now, this is another guarantee. If you keep doing this, I just wish you could talk to the people who've done this in my tribe. I wish you could talk to them, because they would describe, and go to my website, you'll see all the testimonials, who they were before dynamic meditation method and who they are after. This isn't easy, by the way, because we're not emotionally bypassing anything. We're actually allowing these incredible waves of emotions to go through us. But get this, this is where we learn to lighthouse, and I'm going to do a cloudism on lighthousing, because What happens is that we become a lighthouse because these intense emotional reactions are shrinking, are getting smaller. We start to get so quiet inside. We get that volume knob and we bring it all the way down from 10 to 1 to 0 on some of them. It's amazing. I can guarantee it, but you have to do it. Okay, so number 1, it's an it. You have no idea. You don't know how to label it, but you just acknowledge it. You feel the energy in your body. You use your visual, window, door, breath, having it come out of your hands. It doesn't matter. And you just say yes. And yes, can I let this go? And you check in. Always check in. We do this for results. Do I feel lighter? Number 2, what's the feeling? What's my number? Can I allow this feeling to leave? Can I say yes? Yes, hail it out. Again, visual, numbers. Am I feeling lighter? You check for the result over and over and over. Number 3, you go for the survival programs, wanting safety, wanting control, and wanting approval. And you know that if you're wanting those things, it's because the energy in your body is saying, I feel out of control. We want to get rid of that really, really powerless energy in order to find some space, some lightness, some emptiness in here to really start moving into having safety, having control, and having approval. So these are some of the ways that I teach my folks, and I use it myself to navigate the chaos, whether it be the internal chaos or the external chaos. Hope this is helpful. And please, again, I'm here. I provide all of this content to serve. It is my mission to serve. And it's free. Just ask me, write in the comments, ask me anything you want, and I'll expand on this. But know that I'm going to be putting this on my Cloudisms, my podcast, and I'm also going to be doing the dynamic meditation method course or workshop. It's like a combination. It's a course because it does have modules, but it's also can be done in workshop form. Thinking of you, and I'm feeling you, which is why I really had to jump on today and give you this. I'm Claudia Cauterucci. I'm a Washington, D.C. based psychotherapist. I'm a psycho-spiritual coach, and I'm a fellow life traveler.